Rogers Dab Chevrolet was just a regular car dealership here in Brandon, Mississippi, and about 10 years ago we started branching off with our parts department, and we became one of the top 3 largest parts departments for powertrain, for engines and transmissions in the country. So in doing so, why not support the industry that supports the most powertrain, which is your performance engines and racing? And there's a need there that was not being filled. There was a customer base that was not being taken care of.
We keep the sealed crate motors in stock, the 602, the 604s, the 525s. Whether you're driving a late model or a modified or a street stock, we've got an engine for your car. We also carry the accessory kits, KRC drives. We also do Gary Williams carburetors. We've been in this for a couple years now, and we're doing it to benefit the racers.
Everyone is trying to get into racing, knows that it's not a cheap sport to get into. So price structure was a big thing in taking care of the racers, and we knew early on that we did not want to make this a profit center. We wanted to make it about the racers. Price is a big thing. However, customer service is where it's at. And we've had several instances where racetracks have called us and said, hey, we had a driver out here qualifying and their engine popped, and it's Friday night at 9 o'clock, and our team, Benny and Ryan, are calling me and saying, hey boss, we need to take care of this race car driver. Let's get them an engine as soon as possible. And they'll be here before sunrise the next morning on Saturday morning, pulling that engine, getting it to that person so they can get it installed and be racing that night. That's the kind of customer service we want to deliver.
The following is a special presentation of Crate Racing USA, America's leader in racing. This is Crate Racing USA Live.
They're side by side. The top 2 of the points are 4th and 5th right now. Here comes Jimmy Thomas. We're back underway out of turn 4. 13 circuits to go around the Talladega short track, and we now have ourselves a battle for the lead. Out of turn number 4, Jeremy Steele wins the Turkey 100. This is America's leader in racing, the Rogers Dab Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series 4Y.
And now your host, Cody Earley.
Well, hello there again, and welcome in to another episode of Crate Racing USA Live, episode number 17. My name is Cody Earley, glad to be with you after a week off last week. Yes, I know, I took a vacation following the races at the Magnolia Motor Speedway. Hey, the national tour is right in the midst of their summer break, so I went ahead and took mine last week. So, glad to be back with you. We got a great show coming up tonight. We'll talk with the driver who picked up his first career Rogers Dabs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series win at Magnolia. Deisel Jones will be with us. We'll chat with him tonight on this episode, and we'll talk to a guy that may be one of the, let's just say one of the best right now in the state of Florida when it comes to crate late models. 4 straight, and winners of 5 of his last 7 events he's been in. That is the driver out of Milton, Florida, Taylor Jarvis. He'll be with us. We'll chat with him about his success here recently and where he sets in the national point standings. A career best for him right now. We'll see if he can keep climbing the ladder with only a few weeks left in the 2026 season. And speaking of which, let's get you caught up with what happened last week, week 21. We'll start on Friday night at the Baton Rouge Raceway in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. In the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Models, it was Brady Walton going to victory lane. In the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks, the drive for 4 national championships continued for Calvin Martin. He picked up the win on Friday night. Hattiesburg Speedway had the Mississippi Challenge Super Late Models in town. It was Ricky Idem getting the win, and the Hattiesburg, Mississippi driver in the Street Stocks. Corinth, Mississippi, one of the new sanctioned tracks, Highway 72 Speedway. It saw Mark McCoy out of Baldwin, Mississippi, pick up the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman win, and the modified win went to Tyler Cox of Paris, Tennessee. On Saturday, the Cochran Motor Speedway welcomed Super Late Model Racing, an unscheduled Super Late Model stop on Saturday night, but it also held some Crate Racing USA divisions, including Pearson Lee Williams winning the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman, and Jared Jones out of Swainsboro, Georgia, picking up the win in the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks on Saturday night. Shift over to Loxley, Alabama. That's where we find one of our guests tonight. Taylor Jarvis picked up his 4th straight win at Deep South. He won the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Models, and then the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks, once again, a double win weekend for Calvin Martin. Over to the Playground of Power in Phoenix City, Alabama. It was Joey Thomas picking up the win in the Crate Racing USA Late Models. And in the Late Model Sportsman, it was Charles Gower of Columbus, Georgia, going to victory lane. At Jackson Motor Speedway in Byron, Mississippi, in the Late Models, it was Sid Scarborough picking up the win. It was a fun feature down at Jackson on Saturday night. And the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman win went to Brett White, who continues to show and flex the muscle in 2026. At Paducah International Speedway in the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman, it was Brody Yarborough going to victory lane from Paducah. And in the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks, it was Justin McDaniel picking up the win. To Pine Ridge Speedway on Saturday night, 3 divisions were in action. The Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman saw Spencer Moore pick up the win from Selmer, Tennessee, and Johnny Kelly picked up the win in the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks. Track announcer Ross Tingle guides Tyler Cox for his second win of the weekend. He picked up the Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman feature.
White flag in the air for the Paris, Tennessee driver Tyler Cox. One more time around, and here he comes. Tyler Cox wins it.
Couple of tracks Mother Nature affected this weekend. Super B Speedway and Waycross unfortunately saw their events not take place. Western Kentucky and Madisonville, Kentucky saw Corey Clemens pick up the win in the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks. On the national side of things, the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks had the Southern Dirt Street Stock Series back in action. They were at Duck River Raceway Park in Middle Tennessee this past weekend. It was Corey Neal Jr. from Britt City, Texas, picking up his second career series win, picking up the $5,000 payday at Duck River.
The battle is on for second. That's Nicely and Rod Tucker. Wide Hill trying to get involved there, but no problems for your leader. Here he comes to the flag. Corey Neal taking home the victory here tonight.
Indeed, Corey Neal starting to get that narrow-tired street stock figured out. Could be some bad news for competitors as they are ready to go into the second half of the season for the Southern Dirt Street Stock Series. That's how things shaped up this past week, which was week 21. If you're keeping track, we enter week 22. We have 10 weeks left in the national points season. That is where we are. Now it's time to welcome our first guest. Coming up, we'll do just that. Milton, Florida's Taylor Jarvis. He'll be the first guest on the line. We'll chat with him coming up. You're listening to Crate Racing USA Live.
Crate Racing USA Live will return after this commercial break.
When performance matters, champions choose Hoosier Racing Tires. As the largest race tire manufacturer in the world, Hoosier produces over 1,000 different types of race tires, engineered for speed, precision, and winning results. With cutting-edge technology like a 300-mile-per-hour test wheel, a state-of-the-art production facility, and advanced mixing plant, Hoosier continues to lead the way in racing innovation worldwide. Hoosier Racing Tires. We fuel passion, pride, and success with our tires designed for champions. Order today at HoosierTire.com or call 574-784-3152. Hoosier Racing Tires. Tires designed for champions.
Racers are dedicated to winning. And Chevrolet Performance's 3 factory-sealed Circle Track crate engines can help you get to the checkered flag first. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a touring hero, on dirt or pavement, Chevrolet Performance Circle Track crate engines are engineered to win. Right out of the box.
I'm Matt Williamson. And you know, the thing with the VP Racing Oil is we trusted the fuel for so many years that it was easy to switch to the oil, and we're glad we did. The stuff is phenomenal. It's the best oil out there, and we have all the confidence in the world in every fluid we run on the race car because it comes from VP.
VP Fuel and Lubricants is the only oil and lubricants that we use in our 3-car program, and it's the only one we trust for that.
In racing, every edge matters. Next Racing Wheels may be new to the scene, but behind the name is over 35 years of innovation from Taylor TJ Weld. Built with 100% CNC precision, Next Wheels feature a one-piece center, bolted outer half, and an O-ring seal, eliminating leaks and weak points. And with bead screw technology, you get superior tire retention without the hassle of bead locks. Stronger, lighter, built to handle the abuse while reducing deflection for better traction and balance. Plus, the bolt-together design means faster repairs and more money in your pocket. Innovation, performance, value. Check us out at nextracingwheels.com or find us on Instagram. Next Racing Wheels. The future is next.
Feel the thunder. Experience the heart-pounding action of Crate Racing USA from dirt tracks across the South. Catch every lap, every pass,
3 wide, just momentarily for the lead.
Every victory with Crate Racing USA TV.
The modified main event on this Friday night.
Watch live events or dive into on-demand replays anytime. Whether it's a single night shootout or a full weekend of racing, you're in control. Never miss a moment. Watch from anywhere. Visit CrateRacingUSA.tv now for upcoming events and full race replays. Crate Racing USA TV, America's leader in racing.
Did you know that your Crate Racing USA membership gets you 5% off every purchase with Velocity by Melissa Markowitz? Well, you do now. They have everything from custom-measured suits to gloves, Zamp helmets, and some very cool swag. Find Velocity by Melissa Markowitz on Facebook and get your order in today. Make sure you mention your Crate Racing USA membership. Welcome back to Crate Racing USA Live. We have our first guest on the line, and this driver right now in the Sunshine State of Florida, maybe one of the hottest late model competitors on the racetrack. 4th straight win came this past weekend at Deep South Speedway. He currently sits 4th in the Crate Racing USA National points from Milton, Florida, Taylor Jarvis. Taylor, welcome to Crate Racing USA Live.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me today.
Man, glad to have you on the show. What a season so far. 12 features, 7 wins, 9 top 5s, and 10 top 10s, including, as we mentioned, the 4 straight wins. But, man, 5 wins out of the last 7 races. That's pretty impressive, especially as we head into the summer months.
Yeah, we've been just blessed so far. I just try to take it week by week, and whatever happens, happens. We just prepare and show up and try to do the best we can.
Well, I was looking at some of the stats on the season. Consistency is something that I have noticed looking through the past for you. That has not been a problem. Just last year alone, 17 features. You had 16 top 10s and 12 of those for wins. Man, for your racing program, what do you think you guys have hit on that's just kind of that's helped you all be so consistent?
Well, we picked up this Longhorn. I think this is my 3rd season on it. That was a big boost, but I credit a lot of what we've done lately to my shock builder. I call him my mentor too, Daniel Martin with Martin Motorsports. He's helped me with a good package on the car, but he's just taught me a lot about maintenance and maintaining a car, and then coached me on driving. And I mean, a lot of what I think I've been able to do, I have to credit to him, just helping push me to that next level.
And, we hear a lot of people now, and even some of the touring guys make the comment that once you get the car to where you're comfortable with it and where you want it to be, as long as there's no wrecks or anything, a lot of people, it's just take it home, load it up, race it, and take it back and just make sure everything's in the right place, not do a whole lot of changing and moving around.
Yeah, I would agree with that. A lot of it too is it depends on where you're going. For me, I stay pretty localized for the time being, and the 2 tracks I ran the most last year and beginning of this year, they're fairly similar to each other, so I was able to keep the same package in both places. We were able to get a couple wins at some different type racetracks over the last 2 seasons, but I think a lot of it is we have a real good package working right now, and just tinkering with it every week, just try little things here and there, but when it don't work, you just go back to what did.
Well, you mentioned kind of staying local and that local track being Deep South. Man, the team down there has really done some improvements. When you look at the changes they're making, obviously changes to the track itself. That was a big thing in the offseason. But for you, you've been able to transition and continue doing what you've been doing there. What's some of the things that, when it comes to that racetrack, that they've done that, in your opinion, that's really helped that place?
I mean, it's a beautiful facility. I mean, it's probably one of the nicer ones in the southeast as far as from the spectator side or the driver side. They really worked a lot on the surface this year, and I mean, I've noticed they resurfaced over the winter, and the dirt they had this year it's been really good for tire wear. We've been able to stretch tires out longer than we have in the past, and they've actually made the track racier. There's been a couple nights where we've been able to get up off the wall and run the top a little bit and make some ground. So they're doing a lot, and I know they got a lot left to do. So, they're trying hard, so we try to support them over there.
Of course, you mentioned some other racetracks, Blackwater Speedway, another one that you've had success at this year. Talk about that facility as well.
Oh, we in the past we ran there a lot in my younger days, and it sat for a little bit. And the previous owner he never had any luck with the late models, and the new owner come over and wanted to run some races. And I mean, they've done a major overhaul of the facility. It's a beautiful place, and hopefully they'll get it going in the right direction. And I'm hoping next year everybody can kind of work together, and it'll help a lot for us local guys in my area with the points if we want to contend on the national scene for points. So, hopefully everybody can get on the same page next season, and maybe somebody from around here can get a good run at it.
I was going to say, currently fourth in the national points, 12 features under your belt, 69 points out of that top spot with about 10 weeks to go. I did some research. National points, 16th had been your previous best. I think you've done that twice, including last season. Man, you mentioned the national points and really staying local to Deep South, but kind of bouncing around now that you have Blackwater in the area. You also have Southern in the area as well. Man, is this something that, we flip the calendar as good as you're performing this year and the consistency level? Is that something maybe next year you might want to look at, maybe give this thing a run?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, we had hoped we were going to have a chance at it this year, but with the unfortunate situation where Mitchell's Motorplex closed, that was another track we ran at a pretty good bit. That kind of hurt us on our race count. Had a couple DNFs early in the year that hurt us too, but we're just going to plug away, see where we end up. It should hopefully be my best finish ever in the national points, but just see where the cards fall when it ends.
We're talking with Taylor Jarvis from Milton, Florida, winner of 4 straight. Last 4 features he's had, he's went to Victory Lane. Well, Taylor, what gets you in the driver's seat? Tell us about the history. What gets you into racing? Where does all that come from for you?
I was born into it. Both sides of my family, uncles raced. My dad raced a little bit. When I was about 6 years old, we started out. My dad got me a go-kart. We did that for I think about 4 or 5 years, and then I laid out for a few years. And when I was 13, he built me a car, and we started there, and kind of been doing the dirt track car stuff ever since. Got in the late models when I was 16, and I'm 35 now. I've been in the late model, basically running crate, a little bit of a super stint in my early 20s, but for the most part, it's been crate racing.
Well, when you take a look at what you've been able to do, and I like to go back when I'm going to interview somebody and kind of bring back some stuff. 6-time winner in the Panhandle Challenge Series. Tell us a little bit about your time there.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, that was a little local series we had around here between, it was Southern, what Blackwater is now, used to be Northwest Florida, and Floman Speedway, if I remember correct. And that was a good time. Joseph, before the Hunt in the Front deal took off, we raced with Joseph and guys like Cody Smith, and a lot of the guys who are still around now ran that little circuit. So it was pretty cool to look back and say we had some wins on that. We got to run with guys that are, national stage now.
Well, when you take a look, being in the Sunshine State, you mentioned, Blackwater coming back to life. And, of course, you got Deep South putting the money in the effort, Southern resurging like it has been this season with the help of the Hunt the Front team. In your mind, I mean, you're really in the state of Florida right now. You're really in a good spot as far as racetrack seems to be resurging.
It is. The Joiners, they're doing a wonderful job turning Southern around. I mean, that was a big undertaking, and they've ran with it and had a lot of success, and I know it's going to keep getting better. So I'm real happy for them there. And like I said, Deep South's a nice place to go. Blackwater's hopefully going to trend up, and it'd just be nice if we can build the local car count a little bit too, and then get everybody on board. And hopefully we've got good horizons ahead here for the local 604 scene.
Of course, you put together the 2025 Deep South Speedway Championship last year. You look at that season, obviously a couple races still left in August. They'll race in September a couple times. And then before you know it, October rolls around and the season comes to a close. What else is kind of on the agenda? Do you have some other events on the calendar that you've got circled that folks might be able to come out and see you, maybe away from Deep South?
Yeah, we're kind of eyeballing the CRUSA race at Southern. We've kind of had that circled on the calendar. Past that, I'm going to finish out the weekly series and just, like I said, see where we land there. Past that, we might venture up to Phoenix City for the National, or maybe even the Fall Classic. We try to do one big season end race a year, just more of a racecation, as people call it, just to kind of loosen up, unwind, and still get to turn some laps.
Well, speaking of turning some laps, that's something you've been doing really good in 2026. You got yourself up to 4th in the national points, 7 wins. As we mentioned, man, the consistency level. I went back to 2025, and to be able to see 17 features and 16 top 10s along with 16 top 5s. That in itself is pretty impressive. And even in 2024, 12 top 10s and 15 features with 10 top 5s. Consistency, definitely something that you've been able to figure out and stay on the right path. I'm sure you got some great folks that help you out on this race car and make it happen.
Oh, definitely. They're the reason we're able to do this. We've got my buddy Joey Moxley with the Young's Cabinet Shop, Excess Air at a Pace. Another big help is P&P Boiler Services, Randy Darby. He actually races locally at Deep South with us. He's helped me a ton over the years, from sponsorship to I drove a car for him a couple years ago in the modified division. Henderson and Raybon Attorneys, Flaggy Motorsports, and Deep South Welding and Fab. I also got to thank Noonan Industries. They came on for a product sponsorship deal this year for their wheel covers, body bolt washers, stuff like that. It's all great stuff. I got to also thank Earl Ramey. He's been a big help in our success. We got one of his engines, and he's been great on teaching me how to maintain these crate motors. I mean, there's more to them than people think as far as keeping one up to par. And then, of course, like I said earlier, Daniel Martin has been a huge help over the last several years and up in my level in what I've been able to do here lately.
Well, Taylor, man, we appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time. Best of luck in the rest of 2026, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you at the big banquet when the calendar flips over to 2027.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me, and God bless, and y'all have a great day.
All right. Thank you, Taylor. And coming up, we'll talk about the touring side of things as the summer break is here. We'll get you set up for the second half of the season on the way. You're listening to Crate Racing USA Live.
Crate Racing USA Live will return after this commercial break.
Need speed? Need parts? Need results? Head to Knowles Race Parts and Bodies in Rome, Georgia. Your one-stop shop for everything racing. From a full line of race parts, shock and setup services, to VP Racing fuels and lubricants, Hoosier Racing tires, and Chevrolet Performance Circle Track engines, Knowles has what it takes to get you to victory lane. Plus, with many parts in stock, you won't be waiting when it matters most. Have questions? They've got answers and the experience to back it up. Remember, Knowles knows race parts and bodies. Call 678-414-4655 or email cdkknowles melissa66@hotmail.com today.
When it comes to race day safety, don't take chances. The Fire Suit Lady has you covered. Velocita by Melissa Markowitz is your go-to source for top quality safety gear, including SFI certified suits, gloves, shoes, and head and neck restraints, plus the latest 2025 Snell rated ZAMP helmets. Whether you're gearing up for the first time or upgrading your equipment, Melissa will make sure you get the right fit and the right protection. Trust experience, trust safety. Velocita by Melissa Markowitz. Don't take chances.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Scorpion Race Cars, home of the Scorpion chassis in Phoenix City, Alabama, is your home for anything racing. From complete cars to any level of fabrication or repairs you need. We're a dealer for all the top brands of racing parts, fuel, and more. Need a complete setup? Give us a call today for your appointment. 334-448-0604. Scorpion Race Cars has over 50 years experience in the business. Find us on Facebook at Scorpion Race Cars or call us today. 334-448-0604.
The baddest street stocks on the planet return to Why Not in 2026. Don't miss the Southern Street Stock Nationals, featuring the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks in a must-see weekend. Over 200 plus entries 1 year ago, and entertainment all weekend long, including live music. It's the Southern Street Stock Nationals at Why Not Motorsports Park, August 12th through the 15th. It's a must-see weekend. Be there.
Race fans have a home on Speed Sport 1. Feel the roar of IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series. Experience the power of American muscle with a Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. Speed Sport 1 has a wide variety of motorsports competition that will satisfy your inner racer. From IMCA dirt track action to Ferrari Challenge North America. Speed Sport 1 is 24/7. Go to speedsport1.com for details and viewing options.
For the 397th time all-time and for the 28th time at the MAG, it is time to lock and load for 75 big ones. The Governor's Cup is green. Deisel Jones will lead the charge off turn 2 with Joseph Brown in tow. Nick Thrash will use the outside. He'll jump up to third early in this one. Lap number 1, give it to the 46. Deisel Jones leads 1 with Joseph Brown in tow. As they continue to log laps, Deisel Jones goes up, Joseph Brown goes low. Now you got them 2 wide in front of the leader. Joseph Brown will look to the inside of Deisel. Deisel goes way up the racetrack. Boy, Cooper Thrash, I don't know if he caught a rut or something happened in the 1C. Whatever it was, shifted that car right in front of the 2 leaders. And we got one slow. Bradbury slow down the back straightaway, and no caution yet. We're still green. And there it is. Caution flag's going to come out on lap 11. So we'll see if maybe the top side can work here. Things kind of melted down to the bottom in that last run as we make our way back to the Batman Design restart zone. We're back underway at Magnolia. Field will make its way across the stripe into 1 and 2. Jeff Smith's going to go to the top side. 1 career win for Jeff. 3 wide for third. Bubba rolling in the middle, Nick Thrash. Now Nick's on the bottom. He's been on the top of the racetrack this whole run, and now he's going to go down to the bottom as Jeff Smith gets the top of the racetrack working right now. There's a few others in the back of the field trying to get that top side of the racetrack to work, and Jeff Smith is leading the charge on the top side. He's got the 00 on the move. There's Joey Armistead momentarily in that blue 21. He's been up there since we started the race. Trying to keep that top side as an option. That is key all night long. Keep that thing cleaned off, and it may come back to you as the night goes on. As we continue to see the field work through. And I tell you what, Jimmy Thomas is getting ready to be into the top 5. The Silent Assassins got the Patrick Michelle-owned USA 1 into the top 5. How about that? Jimmy Thomas trying to fight his way towards the front. In the USA 1, there you see him on your screen. Jimmy trying to end what was a 1,329-day winless streak. Last time he won was 2022 at Needmore. He would like to end that here tonight as we see lap 17 go on the board. It's still Deisel Jones out front, Joseph Brown second, Bubba Rolling third. Points contenders make up the top three right now. Trying to keep it cleaned off on the top to make that an option. But right now, everybody's kind of found their comfort zone, working around Magnolia as we see lap 23 going on the board this time by, as the leaders have caught lap traffic and Deisel Jones has went to the outside. So the 46 showing that there is something there as he works around Cooper Thrash. Going to put a couple of cars between him and Joseph Brown. Brown can't quite get his car to turn in the center as Diesel's car right through the middle looks really good. Joseph gets up there around that second or third group, and there you see that car kind of get a little tight with him. The left front of there you see a great look at it. Good work by our camera crew. He has hit a U-tire in the 515, and he has crinkled the left front of that car, and we'll see if that affects the handling of Bubba Rolling. Behind him, Jimmy Thomas is prowling for fourth. They don't call him the silent assassin for nothing. He's going to slip past Jeff Smith in the USA 1. There you see your leaders, though. They're closing in on each other. Joseph has caught back up with the 46 of Deisel Jones. Jonah Bozeman, he's to the outside. And Bubba Rolling, even with that damage, there you see him right there on your screen, he has caught the top two. 31 of 75 in the books. Nose to tail are the leaders around the bottom of the Magnolia Motor Speedway right now. As we come to lap 50, 2/4 of this one is in the books. We got 25 to go at Magnolia. What do you have left in the tank? It's time to show it. Oh, Deisel got tight off of turn 2 underneath the Cooper Thrash. And boy, Joseph Brown might be gritting his teeth. Oh, and Joseph missed the entry. Joseph goes up in turn 3, and here comes Bubba Rolling. Everything's still working on the bottom of the racetrack right now. Everybody trying to hang on to what they got as Jake Elam comes in. Elam's night is done. That'll give us 20 cars still on the racetrack. 20 still on, 52 laps in the books. Deisel Jones, Joseph Brown, Bubba Rolling, Jimmy Thomas, that's your top four, and they are nose to tail right now. And Jeff Smith isn't far from this battle, and Jimmy Thomas is going to slip past Bubba Rolling for third. Has the wily veteran been saving something? We'll find out, as he has picked up the pace tremendously. Jimmy Thomas has picked up the pace, and remember me telling you, it's been 1,329 days since the silent assassin cashed in on a victory. Let's see if he can do anything with the top two. Oh man, in the nose, you can see Jimmy lost the air off the nose of that USA 1 behind the night. Oh man. And Deisel Jones, you saw that on your screen. That car cocked sideways in a hurry. Got to be wondering if there's anything. Have they used up those tires? Brown goes up the racetrack. Here comes Jimmy Thomas. Oh, picking him up and putting him down is the USA number 1. And he is one position away. 56 in the books. Oh, and Joseph Brown's going to answer the bell back. Back comes the 92 on the inside. Everybody's having trouble catching the bottom of turn number 2. That's where those passes have happened for that second spot. 5. Oh, we got one slow. Nick Thrash is slow at the top of 2. Can he make the right-hand turn? He's off the pace. And he got it off the racetrack. Oh, man, and the caution comes out. Oh, and the caution will come out on lap 61 just as Thrash picked up the throttle. And that will slow things down. 14 laps to decide the Governor's Cup. We are back underway. Joseph Brown will slide up to the nose of the 515. We'll see if Bubba can get anything on that second groove. He goes way up the racetrack. Oh, and Austin Yarborough passes 2 of them off of turn 2. He's up to 4. 3 wide, banging fenders into turn 3. Jimmy Thomas will see Jeff Smith and Jamie Bowling get by. Boy, is the pressure on now. Here comes Joey Armistead. Rock bottom down on the bottom. Armistead fighting up off the racetrack of the 00, and he'll take the spot, bring Armistead up to 5th, and slowly but surely, Joseph Brown starting to beat on the back bumper of Deisel Jones for that top spot. Deisel can't quite get the bottom working right now. 64 this time by. Jimmy Thomas, unfortunately, he's going to stop at turn 2, and the caution comes out. 64 laps complete, and the USA 1 will exit the racetrack.
He may move forward as well. Like I said, though, I've only got 12 to go. Single file restart, Cody.
Points guys make up the top 4 spots. They make up 5 of the first 6 positions right now. Jamie Boland, the only one in the top 6 that's not a points contender. And Joey Armistead may get under him. The 21 will stick a nose under the 232. Just to the right side of your screen, you'll see the red car and the blue car. That would be Boland and Armistead as the field will make their way across. 11 to go. Deisel Jones trying to hang on. He got a $12,000 win earlier this year at Henry County, but I would feel that this would be the biggest win of that young man's career. Out of turn 4, there's Jamie Boland and Joey Armistead. Joey Armistead is trying to do the bump and run to the old 232. 10 laps coming to single digits. We're down to 9 laps to go at the mag. Deisel Jones trying to hang on for his first career series win. Got the points leader behind him. Got Bubba rolling behind him, and the guy running second in the points, who has been the biggest mover of the night, Austin Yarborough, runs 4th. Out of turn 4 they go. They'll cross the stripe. 67 complete. 67 in the books here at the mag. I don't know that we'll catch the back half of the field again. We'll see. We might catch Cooper Thrash, but I don't know that we'll get back into lap traffic. So this is going to come down to Deisel Jones hitting his marks. Trying to stay in front of the 92. Oh, and Joseph hit the U-tire. Joseph Brown hit that U-tire in turn 2, and that has destroyed the nose of Joseph Brown, and the caution flag has came out. The points leader caught the U-tire in turn 2, and oh man, does that change everything. He came into the weekend with that points lead. It was a points lead over Austin Yarborough of 52 points. And if you do the math, we still have on the racetrack 16 cars on the lead lap. That drops him back to 16th. We're in single digits. Now you've got the only driver that has a win out of the equation, Ross. Now you got a $10,000 payday and 5 guys who have never tasted victory. Track. Joseph hasn't came back out. We're going back green to the Mattman Design restart zone. The points leader is in the pits. We're back underway. Deisel Jones, Bubba rolling, Austin Yarborough, 3 points contenders looking for their first ever series win. Off turn 2 they go. Bubba rolling in his career. How about this? He has finished second 5 times in his 43 career starts. Cup. Deisel Jones, Bubba rolling side by side. 1 more set of turns to go. Off turn 4, his 17th career start becomes his first win. Deisel Jones wins the Governor's Cup at Magnolia. And that's how Deisel Jones became the 119th different winner all time with the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Great Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series 2 Saturday nights ago at the Magnolia Motor Speedway when he picked up the 22nd annual Governor's Cup. He became the 56th different winner to score 1 win in the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series. Welcome, everyone, back to Crate Racing USA Live. We're going to have Deisel on the show coming up. He'll be our second guest this evening. But let's talk about the 2026 season, as right now the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series hits the halfway point of the 2026 season. 10 races in, 10 races to go, and man, oh man, if you saw earlier on the Facebook page, there is some big money left on the table. $96,000+ up for grabs in first place money alone, and that starts August 21st at Penton through the end of the season when we wrap up the 2026 season at the Swainsboro Raceway November 28th. 96+ $1,000 up for grabs in first place money. When you look at the schedule, Penton $2,500, Sonoma $3,000. Then we go to Southern for Labor Day weekend. It's a $10,000 to win. We come back to Sonoma Raceway for a $5,000 to win, and then only one race in the remainder of the schedule will pay less than $10,000, and that is a part of a doubleheader weekend. It'll be a $5,000 to win at Talladega Short Track October 23rd. That is fall NASCAR weekend. It'll flank a $10,000 to win on Saturday night. You can see that full schedule on the brand new website at CrateRacingUSA.com. Just click on Touring and click on the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series. As we have a points battle heading into the second half of the season, after some misfortune from Joseph Brown at Magnolia, it has brought Austin Yarborough right back into the equation. He's only 18 points back from Joseph going into the second half of the season. And now you have Deisel Jones. He's right there at about that 52-point mark. He currently leads the Cruise with the Champion Rookie of the Year race ahead of Joey Armistead, who has rallied up to fourth in the points. Bubba Rolling sits there in the fifth spot. Top five separated by 90 points. Sounds like a lot, but we've seen some points moves over the last 4 events that have really shaken things up. The only consistent thing really has been Joseph Brown at the top of the points since we kicked off the season at Needmore, but that one bad night cost him what was a 40-point plus gain, or 40-point gap back to Austin Yarborough rolling into the weekend, and now Yarborough only 18 points back. Everybody hunting their first ever Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series Championship, and we still have a lot to decide as 7 drivers currently set with perfect attendance heading into the final 10 races. As we mentioned, we get back underway at Penton Raceway in Lafayette, Alabama. It'll be a $2,500 to win on Friday night, August the 21st. That'll be the first race back, and this is that summer break that I feel like really when it comes to our series drivers was well needed. They can regroup and get everything back up. And by the way, on that Friday, we're going to be at Glenn Smith Chevrolet there in Alabama. We're going to be there hanging out at the dealership, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, and that is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Chase Edge will be the special guest driver that'll be there with us as we count down to race night at Penton Raceway on Friday, August the 21st. And then, of course, we'll head over to Sonoma Raceway for the first of 2 events in the 2026 season. As a matter of fact, nearly back-to-back. We'll be right back at Sonoma on September the 12th, but the first event on August 22nd will pay $3,000. The standalone event on September the 12th will pay $5,000 to win. So a big second half of the 2026 Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series season still to be had. For the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman Tour, well, they'll be in action a whole lot sooner. They will head to the Magnolia Motor Speedway coming up for one of the biggest paydays of the year, August 6th through the 8th. It's the 602 World Championship. It'll pay $5,000 to win on Saturday night, August the 8th at the Magnolia Motor Speedway. They will be battling it out, and, you know, there's a dandy of a points battle there as Dustin Harris currently sets atop of those standings. Griffin Jones, though, right there nipping at the heels, only 2 points back following the most recent event. Caleb Ashby, only 18 points back in third, 28 points back to Joey Tucker, and Brody Thompson rounds out the top 5, only 28 points, separating the top 5. As a matter of fact, 4th and 5th are tied at 424 points. That thing is still very much in the air. They've got a lot to decide when the series heads to Magnolia. Of course, they'll be joining us Friday, August 21st at Penton, and Saturday, August 22nd at Sonoma. They'll be, of course, with us in the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series. Then on Labor Day weekend, they'll head to the Cochran Motor Speedway. Now, this event here, this could be very, very interesting. On Labor Day weekend, they'll have 2 features. More information about that will be coming out soon. They'll join us October the 24th at the Talladega Short Track, and of course, they'll be with us at Needmore and Swainsboro to close out the 2026 season. All this information I just talked about, you can find at CrateRacingUSA.com. The brand new website is up. Still working on getting that Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman page to itself completely set up, but all the details, all the information you can find online at CrateRacingUSA.com. That's a look at what's going on in the touring side of things. One of those tour drivers, as I mentioned, Deisel Jones, our second guest tonight on Crate Racing USA Live. We'll have him on the line coming up. It's Cody. We'll be back right after this.
Crate Racing USA Live will return after this commercial break.
As far as I can remember, my dad was always buying VP fuel. And then once I got to a certain level of racing where I was good enough, I was sponsored by VP, and I believe VP, my whole entire career, is what I ran with at Mitch's at Pro Circuit, and then also Factory Kawasaki. So very reliable fuel, makes good power, and you can relatively get it anywhere. So that's the beauty of VP, is always supporting our sport and making sure that we all have fuel to go racing.
Looking for the ultimate racing getaway? Then pack your bags and join us for the 28th annual Cruise with the Champions, January 17th through the 23rd, 2027. Set sail on the beautiful Carnival Vista for a 6-day Eastern Caribbean adventure featuring stops at Amber Cove, Half Moon Key, and Celebration Key. This is your chance to relax, connect, and hang out with your racing family away from the track. But listen up. Cabins are limited, and if you want to be close to your crew, you need to get that deposit in now. Got a Carnival code? Be sure to let us know, and always compare pricing to get the best deal. Interior, ocean view, and balcony rooms are available, but they won't last long. Got questions? Call or text 678-414-6970 today. Cruise with the Champions, where racing meets paradise.
Need reliable equipment to power your next project? WestPro JCB has you covered. From durable mini excavators to cutting-edge teleskids, we offer solutions that deliver performance and precision. Visit WestProJCB.com today and upgrade your fleet with machines you can trust.
Whether you're a race team, track, series, or business, Matman Designs has you covered. We offer high-quality logo mats, solid mats, rubber logo scraper mats, outdoor scraper mats, Versalite mats, and even custom graphic design services to bring your brand to life. At Matman Designs, we take pride in top-notch customer service and durable, eye-catching products built to perform. Visit matmandesigns.com or find us on Facebook today for pricing tailored to your specific needs. Matman Designs, where your brand stands out from the ground up.
It's time to level up your collection at Columbus Sports Cards. We're talking sports cards, Pokemon cards, and must-have sports memorabilia. Buy, sell, or trade it all in one place. Pulling heat, chasing legends, and stacking your best collection starts here. 5880 Veterans Parkway in Columbus, Georgia. 706-507-9277. Catch the action live on Whatnot and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and eBay. Open Monday through Friday 10 till 7 and Saturdays 10 to 3. Columbus Sports Cards.
It would take some mechanical issues or something really funky for Deisel Jones to lose this. He's coming out of turn number 4 for the white flag. One more circuit left to go. White flag. He started in the 8th position. He comes out of Alabaster, Alabama. Your winner of the Crate Racing USA 604 main event, Deisel Jones takes the 604.
Oh, into 1 and 2. Clay Harris gets close. Can't quite get there off turn 2. One more circuit around. The fastest sand pit in the South. Out of turn 4. White flag in the air for Deisel Jones. Down into 1 and 2. Clay gets a run. Can't get there in turn 2. I tell you what, he's not old enough to drink champagne, but if he was, there'd be a party in Alabaster, Alabama tonight. Your winner at Henry County, it's Deisel Jones.
Oh, feels amazing. Coming down here, I didn't know what I was expecting, but I guess I love it now. So we've just been working. We took it to Richard's shop. To be honest, he got us right. And ever since the ice bowl, I thought I had the best car there, so here, I just had to show it.
Down the back straightaway and into turn 3 will come Deisel Jones. There is second place Chase Giddens. There is your leader. He came into this weekend 2 points behind Michael Page. He's picked up a $12,000 payday at Henry County. He picked up a prelim win at Volusia. Down into turns 3 and 4, Alabaster, Alabama's Deisel Jones holds up the 3. He wins his 3rd feature of the season.
How does it feel to come out of the gate this strong?
Great. You know, I was talking to Chance a lot this week. I didn't hear good things about this place, but I'll be honest, I just texted Joseph. I know he's good here, and he helped me a little bit, and that helped a lot.
Off turn 4, his 17th career start becomes his first win. Deisel Jones wins the Governor's Cup at Magnolia.
We just went to work. We went to Florida. We were really good. We came back. We couldn't run any of the other things, so we went to Cochran Thursday and tested more stuff than I think we've ever tested, and now we're back. Got to thank my mom first. I forgot to thank her last weekend. I think she's ready to kill me. My dad, Cody for coming, Lee for everything he does for me. I probably would not be able to go down the roads without him.
And that's how Deisel Jones became the 119th different winner for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crit Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series 2 Saturday nights ago when he picked up his first career series win, becoming the 56th driver to have one career win in the history of the series. And we have Deisel on the line. Welcome to Crate Racing USA Live.
Hello.
Glad to have you, man. And, let's go back. Let's talk about Magnolia Motor Speedway. What a weekend it was. I know you guys unloaded. You had speed right off the bat. I think the only thing you didn't win was hot laps on Saturday. Chase Giddens got that accomplished. But, man, just take us through that weekend at Magnolia. What's some of the things that you think really helped you guys get to where you needed to be in such a hurry?
Really, we just went and practiced. We've done it all year, and I think everyone else just really didn't go, and we did. And it really wasn't nothing like it was all weekend, but I guess it just helped me, to be honest, with the track. I've only been there once, and I raked out real early in the 75 lapper last year, so I don't really have many laps, but I guess, yeah, practice helped a lot.
Well, you guys coming into that weekend had put together, of course, a 12th place finish on Friday night at Cochran. You had a runner-up on Saturday night at Cochran, and you scratch your head thinking, well, if the caution flag doesn't come out, it might have been your first win the event before. But all that was a good rebound considering a not-so-great night when you go back to Alltech back on June the 27th. And when you do these point steals, what's going through your mind on Saturday night at Alltech? The only time you finished outside the top 20, what goes through your mind when you think about this championship hunt when you get in that incident on Saturday night at Alltech?
Yeah, that was probably the hardest hit I've ever had, like, in my whole career. So I was a little shook up. I was really scared. I bent the front clip on the car, and that was probably the main worry, go to Cochran. And then I walk up there and watch the race, and then I see, obviously, Joseph was leading before Cardwell passed him, and I'm like, this is going to hurt the points pretty bad. And then I was just telling myself, I hope we go back to Charlotte for like a bonus race or something. But I guess, that's probably not happening. So, yeah.
Well, you take a look at the season before we dive into your career. You look at this season. At what point, and I know we'll go back and talk about the winter stuff, but at what point in your mind you guys go from racing maybe around the house to saying, you know what, we're going to hit the road and we're going to do this? What kind of helped lead you into that decision?
Really, just the years before, I played baseball in high school, and I really didn't start racing until like May. I think literally my first race of 2025 was I-75 for the 10,000. Like, it was probably not a great choice for my first race, but to be honest, I wasn't awful when I went down there. So, but I kind of been telling my dad, like, we just need to run the full tour. We need to run the full tour. And I told him, like, we need to hit as many as we can just to help us for the next year. And I think that really has helped us a lot.
Yeah, and in 2025, we saw you at 5 events, I think, when it was all said and done. And then let's kind of go there. You close out 2025. You go back and look at the stats. You had 17 features, 2 wins, finished in the top 10, 11 of those 17 races. But you were still kind of bouncing back and forth between the 604 and the 602, and you've done that in 23, or in 24 and 23 when you was pretty much just in the 602. This year, you guys have really nailed down just 604 stuff. Do you ultimately feel like that's helped you focus on just that one car?
Yes, I do, like, a lot. I tell everyone, I'm like, I cannot drive a 602 car. For some reason, like, I don't know what it is. I don't really think it's the motor. I just think it's, like, the shocks you got to run on it and everything. Like, you can't run, like, the stack springs and stuff like that. And it's just got a lot more different rules. And not, like, the smaller motor and all that. You just got to drive it, like, different. Like, I told my dad, I was like, if we're going to run any other class, I want to, like, move up to, like, a limited or something.
And, of course, you made that move, 2026. We start the year off in the home state the Ice Bowl. And I know this thing, being a driver, you being from Alabaster, Alabama, this is the state of Alabama. The Ice Bowl is the Super Bowl. Would you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, my dad is like obsessed with that race. Like, that's all I hear is like Ice Bowl, Ice Bowl. Like, literally, I'd play baseball and he stopped racing, but we'd be at the Ice Bowl every year. Like, it did not matter. We were at the Ice Bowl. Couldn't miss it. Didn't matter.
And I looked that up because we're going to talk about your dad a little bit later on. 13 career starts in the Ice Bowl, 3 top 5s, 8 top 10s in that event. And you come into this year, of course, in the 604 division. And really, man, you won your heat on Friday and really in a good spot. But when it was all said and done, ultimately ended up finishing in that 3rd spot behind Michael Page and Colton Herbert. But you even said, and we've talked about this, you really felt like you had the best car that opening weekend. You had that confidence right off the bat.
Yeah, like when we were hot lapping and everything before, it just like locked down one lane, I was the fastest car like all weekend. I know Michael wasn't there yet, but like Michael, everyone knows he's really good in the rubber. And just like he's good at Talladega, the Ice Bowl in general. But like my car was just like good. And then it rubbered and like you really can't pass or anything. But I just felt like that weekend I knew my car was good. Hendry County, that's a whole different story though.
I was going to say we transition, we go from Talladega all the way down, as I know a lot of folks like to say, way down next to Cuba. We went to Hendry County Motorsports Park, second in your heat on Friday. But then on Saturday night, we line up for the feature, and it is for the folks that have never been there, it's a very unique facility. I think a lot of folks kind of got the glimpse that have never seen it before, actually got the super late models there this year, but 75 laps around that place, Deisel. Take us through those laps. Not only 75 laps is grueling amongst itself, but you got Clay Harris, you got Dalton Wilson, and you got Sam Seawright on the back bumper. What's going through your mind competing in that event, starting from the 5th starting spot?
Yeah, really, so we were trying some things that, like, I've never really ran down there. And, like, I told my dad, I was like, if this thing sticks, turn one will be really good. And if it don't, I don't know if we'll finish in the top 10. So then we go to turn 1, and I'm already in 3rd behind Ty and I think the 56 car. The 56 was really good, though. I'm not going to lie, we were hot lapping Thursday, and he straight up passed me in hot laps. And I was like, that's not a good sign. But really just... I tell Sam this all the time. If he didn't come past, like, on that, it was like right before the yellow came out when Cody spun out, I think. Sam had passed me on the top. So then I was kind of saving a little bit because I knew he had 75 laps. But when he passed me up there, I just kind of like entered turn 1 way harder and passed the 56. And really, I just knew my car was good and I can go over it then. So I guess I was just using the whole track and they couldn't really pass me.
Ultimately led 57 of the 75 laps for that win. $12,000, by far biggest win of your career, just right off the bat, right?
Yeah, that's what I was telling people. I was like, I want a 1,500 to win 602 race at Duck River, and I was in the way on that one too. Like, literally got spun out by the second place car going into, I think it was 2 to go or something, and then we went and won 12,000. So that was a big step up, I'd say.
Went off to Volusia, of course, won a prelim there on Friday night, ended up finishing 9th in the main event on Saturday. Then we go to Needmore, supposed to be a doubleheader weekend. Of course, Thursday's action rained out. Friday, we get on the racetrack. You pick up the win at Needmore, and you could just tell that was a victory in your mind, that you didn't expect that. You didn't expect to go to Needmore and win that race. But winning that race and knowing that you guys in the back of your mind had already set in to run the tour, and you know that's where the tour was starting. What's kind of the confidence level when you leave Needmore with that win on January 30th?
Yeah, after that, I was like, dang, maybe I'm not going to be bad at this place. And, like, to be honest, like, I don't feel like it fits me at all, like, driving-wise, because you're just wide open at all times around that place. Like, it does not matter what the track does. It can be muddy, slick, rough. Like, you can just hold it to the floor all the way around it. So I just didn't think that was going to be good for me. But then, I'm not going to lie, I feel like I lucked into that one in January. I think it was Jonah hit the mud and hit Griffin. And I really don't know if Griffin, like, I think he'd have won that race. But we'll take what we can get. You know, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
We move into the season. Of course, the season opens at Needmore. You finish 4th in the season opener. We go to Modoc. You finish 10th, 7th at Dixie. And we carry through the season a couple of 11th place finishes at Tazewell and Thunder Mountain. I'm pretty sure that was first time ever visiting those two places, right?
Oh, yeah. I think the only places that it wasn't first time visiting would literally, I guess, Needmore and Dixie.
So we carry that over. We go to Cochran. You have a really good rebound on night 2, and then we go to Magnolia. Obviously, a perfect weekend. You go off and win the race, and you put yourself. What's going through your mind? I know you've got Joseph following you in that feature, and then we see the caution come out. You're coming back around, and you realize that. Your points leader, the guy you're following, I know you guys are close friends too. As a matter of fact, I think there was an ice cream bet on the line at Magnolia too. What's going through your mind when you see him have that difficulty as far as the points goes and you leading the race? What's going through your mind when you see him exit the racetrack?
Okay, so the bad thing is I really didn't see him until the last lap. Like, I did not see him pull off. I didn't know, like, anything. And then I saw him the last lap when he was around the top and we were passing him. I was like, oh, shoot. This is going to be a good points tonight. And then, of course, I got Yarbrough only finishing, I think, third. Like, he literally finished, like, right behind me pretty much. And I didn't gain much points on him. And I knew he started way back, but they're good there in general. So I really think him not finish as good, but I like him. So I guess we'll take what we can get.
And that's where we stand. 52 points back in the third spot, like 34 points back, or to be exact, I think it's like 34 points back from Austin, and we go into the halfway point. 10 races in, 10 races to go. Obviously, I know in the back of your mind, you've got Talladega circled. There'll be a couple races there, East Alabama, but we'll start to go back to some of these places that now you've been to. You guys have notes on. What's kind of some things in the second half of this season? Obviously, you're going to have a little bit more help again. Joseph's going to have some bad luck to kind of keep that thing getting chopped down. But what's some things you've got in the back of your mind note-wise that you're going to focus on in the second half of the season?
Really just consistency and wins. That's all I want to do is win. And I guess the more we win, is the more Joseph can mess up and we can gain points and maybe we can win this thing.
Obviously, that Talladega weekend, I know we talked a little bit about the Ice Bowl earlier, but what would it mean for you to roll into East Aboga coming up in October and not only get maybe one of those, but maybe get that whole weekend? What would it mean to you, and what would it mean to your family to be able to do that at home?
It would mean a ton. My dad always talks about how there's nothing like winning the Talladega, but I really have only experienced, I think, twice, and it was at 3 a.m., so I didn't have much of an experience, but if I win that one, it'll definitely be one.
We're talking with Deisel Jones. Well, let's talk about that history. As far as racing for you, we talked a little bit about your dad. Obviously, the Blue 46, for a lot of folks that have been around the racetrack at Talladega, they've seen your dad, Chris, in that car. But what puts Deisel in that driver's seat? Where does that come from? Where does the racing in your family come from?
Really just my dad. He's done it his whole life, and I'm not going to lie, I think I was the one that took him away from it, playing baseball my whole life, and he loved it just as much as I did. I don't think I've ever been screamed at so much in my life. Just the bad thing was, it was when I was like 10 through probably 14, I got screamed at every day about baseball, but the more I got older and older, he just laid off. But racing, really, I just always went with him. Like, I don't think he's missed an Ice Bowl in 10 years. Like, that's his freaking race. And we probably race 3 to 4 times a year. We'll probably race at Talladega 3 times, and then he'd go to like Boyd's or somewhere like that. Like the weekend after, like, I think it was the Cabin Fever race, he'd always go to it. So really, I just did that, and then I raced for probably a year before I even touched a race car, and I think that definitely helped.
Of course, we've had Hayden Cardwell on the show before when it comes to the iRacing, and he shared his thoughts on that. Comparison wise, can you go to a sim? Can you get on a sim and compete and then bring any of that with you when you get into the real driver's seat of that race car?
I think it helps you with like lines and just being like smooth and stuff in a car. I really do. But at the same time, I tell everyone, I think like now that I race a real car all the time, I think it hurts me like getting on it. Just the way, like, how much harder you got to drive them on there and stuff like that. And, like, you don't got to be as smooth with, like, your foot. I told everyone I don't think it helps me anymore. Like, me and Hayden, we used to play it a decent bit, but we haven't played it in, I guess, a while now. So he probably thinks the same thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fun second half of the season. 7 drivers left that have perfect attendance. You find yourself sitting third in the overall standings behind Joseph Brown and Austin Yarborough. Currently top of the Cruise with the Champion Rookie of the Year race. And, man, what a Rookie of the Year class this year. Obviously, Griffin, obviously off the tour now, but you got Deisel Jones, you got Joey Armistead, Chase Giddens, and Jonah Bozeman. And now, I was kind of looking at it. Joey's kind of brought himself into this mix now. So you got your first 2, Joseph and Austin, in front of you. You're holding down the third spot. Now you got somebody kind of knocking on the door as we're getting ready to head to Penton and Sonoa coming up. What's kind of the mindset? I know you said wins and consistency, but is there something in the back of your mind you kind of got to keep an eye on? Really about 5 people right now with Bubba sitting there in 5th.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's been getting better towards the end of the year. I know Joey's been running top 10 every race. Bubba's been running second and third. And Chase has even been getting better to me. He's been up front with us. And yeah, I feel like all the series guys are just up front now, it seems like.
Well, you got yourself a pretty fast hot rod. We head into this summer break. What's some things you and the team's doing now, considering we got a few weeks off before we head to Penton?
Really just don't stop racing, I guess. I think I'm going to try to go to I think they got a 604 special at Penton. I've never been great down there, but, we're going to go back and try some things and see what we had down there and probably go to a Sonoa local show because I haven't raced down there since the Peach State, and they all said it's been a little different, but it's been good. So go try it out.
Well, you got a lot of good folks that help you up and down the road. Who are some of those folks?
Mainly my dad and my mom. This would not even be a thing without them. They pay for literally everything. We don't have, I guess, any sponsors. I guess Integra and Kaiser, they give us a little bit. Richard helps us out. He's one phone call away at all times. I can call him no matter what time of the night when we're racing, and he's always going to answer and tell me what he thinks. Michael's gotten the same way. I called him at Cochran because I know he's always been good down there, and he just told me immediately what to do Saturday morning, and it's helped. And I guess we're trying out this Mach X thing, and Michael's going to be helping out with that a lot. Lee, can't forget Lee. Lee's just best crew guy in the pits, really. Does anything for me. I remember one time the car was in the air and he told me to step on his back. I was like, Lee, I'm not doing that. So Lee would do anything for me in the world. Yeah.
I was going to say, we need to get him a shirt. I noticed him in the pit area. We need to get him a shirt that has a Swiss Army knife or something like that on it, because literally he can do anything that you and your dad need him to do around that race car.
Yeah, I'm not joking. I think we almost missed the lineup for the feature at the MAG. We had a carburetor mess up in hot laps, and literally I told him, I was like, we got to change some things too on the shocks. And I was like, Lee, can you take this off quick? He's taking it off. My dad changed the carburetor. I did the shock. Lee goes to put it back on. It's just a whole team thing. I think Buddy was sitting there looking at us, basically trying to tell us to hurry up. But Buddy's the nicest guy ever, so I don't think he would just scream at us. But yeah, I heard Chance. He's like, you got 30 seconds or you're going to miss it. And I was like, well, I guess we made it.
Indeed, made it all the way to a $10,000 payday at the Magnolia Motor Speedway, adding your name to the list of series winners. Well, Deisel, man, we appreciate you. Thank you for giving us a little bit of your time, and look forward to seeing you August 21st when the series returns to action at Penton Raceway.
Sure. Thank you.
Coming up, we'll wrap up the show and get a preview of the weekly racing that's on the way this weekend. That's coming up next. You're listening to Crate Racing USA Live.
Crate Racing USA Live will return after this commercial break.
Feel the thunder. Experience the heart-pounding action of Crate Racing USA from dirt tracks across the South. Catch every lap, every pass,
3 wide, just momentarily for the
every victory with Crate Racing USA TV.
Modified main event on this Friday night.
Watch live events or dive into on-demand replays anytime. Whether it's a single night shootout or a full weekend of racing, you're in control. Never miss a moment. Watch from anywhere. Visit CrateRacingUSA.tv now for upcoming events and full race replays. Crate Racing USA TV, America's leader in racing.
When performance matters, champions choose Hoosier Racing Tires. As the largest race tire manufacturer in the world, Hoosier produces over 1,000 different types of race tires, engineered for speed, precision, and winning results. With cutting-edge technology like a 300-mile-per-hour test wheel, a state-of-the-art production facility, and advanced mixing plant, Hoosier continues to lead the way in racing innovation worldwide. Hoosier Racing Tires. We fuel passion, pride, and success with our tires designed for champions. Order today at HoosierTire.com or call 574-784-3152. Hoosier Racing Tires. Tires designed for champions.
Racers are dedicated to winning. And Chevrolet Performance's 3 factory-sealed Circle Track crate engines can help you get to the checkered flag first. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a touring hero, on dirt or pavement, Chevrolet Performance Circle Track crate engines are engineered to win. Right out of the box.
Welcome to the My Race Pass app, the #1 app for motorsports fans. We want to make sure you get the most out of your My Race Pass app experience. With your new free account, you can use the My Race Pass app to see race day information, including event entries and official lineups and results for over 600 organizations across North America. You can also see track information and purchase online event tickets for select tracks. With your free account, you can also search for a track or series on the My Race Pass app and favorite their profile to receive news and race day notifications on your mobile device. To see more information and to see which app subscription is best for you, be sure to visit getmrpapp.com. My Race Pass, the ultimate racing resource.
The biggest street stock event in the country is back, and we're less than a month away from the Southern Street Stock Nationals, returning to the House of Hook Whiteout Motorsports Park in Meridian, Mississippi. It's a must-see weekend, and the best Crate Racing USA street stock drivers will be on hand, along with some of the best factory stock drivers as well, at the house that Rodney built. Get your tickets now and mark your calendars August 12th through the 15th at Whiteout Motorsports Park. If you can't make it there, watch every lap live on Crate Racing USA TV. Welcome back to Crate Racing USA Live as we get ready to wrap up episode 17, and we do so by giving you a preview of what is on the schedule for this weekend. Only 10 weeks left in the 2026 season as we hit week 22. Here's what's going on this weekend. On Friday night, Cottonwood Speedway in Cottonwood, Alabama will be having a racing program, the first of 2 this coming weekend. Hattiesburg Speedway in Hattiesburg, Mississippi will be in action. Highway 72 Speedway in Corinth, Mississippi will be in action. And Pike County Speedway in Magnolia, Mississippi. It's a big doubleheader race weekend for them. They'll be in action Friday and Saturday. On to Saturday, it'll be Cedar Ridge Speedway in Morgantown, Kentucky, along with Cottonwood Speedway once again on Saturday night. The Magnolia Motor Speedway will be in action in Columbus on Saturday night. Ocala Speedway in Ocala, Florida. They'll roar to life with Crate Racing USA action. Pike County, night number 2, the Sports Compacts. It's a big weekend there in Magnolia for them this weekend. They'll be in action. Southern Raceway, it's the next installment of the Late Model Challenge Series on Saturday night. The Talladega Short Track welcomes the Topless Outlaw Late Models. The historic 441 Speedway in Dublin welcomes Super Late Models to the racetrack on Saturday night. Thunder Hill Raceway in Summertown, Tennessee will be in action, and Western Kentucky Speedway in Madisonville, Kentucky will be racing on Saturday night, with Windy Hollow back in action on Sunday night in Owensboro, Kentucky. That's how the national points sanctioned tracks will be action this weekend. No sanctioned tours in action this weekend, so the touring series will take a break. That will not be the case next weekend, as we'll tell you about that, of course, on next week's show. That is a look at how things will shape up. Don't forget, you can find all this information at CrateRacingUSA.com and the brand new website. Of course, the national points heading in to week 22. Shannon Lee still sets atop of the Dirt Late Model standings. He is a 40-point advantage over his good friend Christopher Reed. Nick Thrash in third. Taylor Jarvis, one of our guests tonight, sets fourth. And Brody Thompson sets in the fifth spot in the National Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model points. The Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman National points, Joey Tucker, well, he is tied with Brody Thompson at the top of the standings. Chase Pennington third, Spencer Moore fourth, and Brandon Lunsford sets in the fifth spot. There is still a lot to decide when it comes to Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman National points. When it comes to the street stock side of things, it's still only a 13-point gap between Calvin Martin, who looks for his record-setting fourth national championship. Malachi McGee, though, just won't let him get away. The Seminary, Mississippi youngster sets second, just 13 points out. Then it's Brandon Parker, Carlos Williamson, and Corey Clemens, who rounds out the top five in the Crate Racing USA Street Stock Division. In the Modified Sportsman, our very good friend Mingo, still chasing that first ever national championship. He started to open things up, but now he's got a new contender in the second spot as Parker Thompson has jumped up to number 2 in the points board. Shane Griffith sets third, Mark Bangs now fourth, and Kelly Davis rounds out the top 5. That is how the top 5 looks in the national points across the board. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. A big thank you to Taylor Jarvis from Milton, Florida for joining us, and Deisel Jones from Alabaster, Alabama. They are our 2 special guests this week. We thank you for being with us. Of course, we took a week off last week. I took a vacation, I won't lie, and we've picked back up. And we look forward to bringing you episode 18 next week as another week of Crate Racing USA competition wraps up. And after this weekend, there's only 9 weeks left in the national points season. I hope y'all have a great evening. Get out to the racetrack this weekend. If you can't make it to the track, watch on Crate Racing USA TV and keep up on My Race Pass. Look up Crate Racing USA. Thanks for being with us tonight. We look forward to seeing you next time right here on Crate Racing USA Live.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of Crate Racing USA. Crate Racing USA would like to thank our fans for their support, and we hope you enjoyed this broadcast.